Standing imperiously upon the Sarsfield Bridge in Limerick City is the 1916 Memorial Monument. This impressively detailed monument stands as a tribute to the revered martyrs of the 1916 Easter Rising, and serves as a reminder to all of the sacrifice made by those who laid down their lives in the pursuit of Irish freedom and self-determination. The site where the monument is located had once been occupied by the statue of Viscount John Henry Charles Fitzgibbon, the 25-year-old son of the 3rd Earl of Clare. The statue had been cast by the eminent Victorian sculptor Patrick McDowell of Belfast, and had been erected in 1857. This statue, which had been mounted atop the stone plinth which the 1916 monument now occupies, had been dedicated to the gallantry of Viscount Fitzgibbon, who had died in the charge of the Light Brigade during the Battle of Balaclava in October of 1854 in the Crimean War. He had served as a lieutenant with the 8th Royal Irish Hussars in that conflict. Just like the man to whom the statue honoured, this original monument had met with a violent end, having been successfully blown up by means of high explosives in June of 1930, after several previous attempts had failed. Those responsible for the act were never apprehended. To this day, it is widely believed that the blowing up of the Fitzgibbon statue was an occurrence which harboured political motives. The Viscount had been the grandson of the 1st Earl of Clare, also named John Fitzgibbon, but remembered in history as the notorious Black Jack, a politician whose resentment was deep and whose legacy stained his family's standing. Black Jack had been an Irish Catholic who married into the well-known and wealthy Whaley Protestant family of Wicklow. During his tenure as a politician, Black Jack openly commented on his distaste towards Irish Catholics, and strengthened ties with England both economically and constitutionally. And ultimately, the Viscount Fitzgibbon statue was an embodiment of glorified imperialist militant conduct, as well as being a physical reminder of a family line which housed a reviled politician whose exploits had insulted and enraged the overwhelming Catholic populace. With the destruction of the Viscount Fitzgibbon statue, the way was clear for the erecting of the 1916 Memorial Monument. The monument is the work of Dublin-born Albert Power, a leading sculptor in Ireland during the late 1920s and 1930s. He was noted for his use of Irish materials and Gaelic tendencies, features which are clearly evident on the 1916 monument. The monument itself utilises the stone plinth, which survived the explosion which obliterated the Fitzgibbon statue. At eye level, pointing towards the proclamation of the Irish Republic which is set into the stone plinth face, is the old Fenian Thomas Clarke. In one hand he clutches a rifle, an adornment which symbolises the man's belief in force and arms to attain the free republic which was dreamed of. Clarke is one of the titans of the 1916 insurrection, and to every Irish person his name is synonymous with the proclamation. He had the honour of being the first signatory of that document on the 18th of April 1916. Clarke's ties to Limerick City were strong, as he married local woman Kathleen Daly. In 1915, Clarke, along with fellow signatories of the proclamation and prominent nationalists Padraig Pearse and Sean McDermott, established the military committee of the IRB to plan the rising. After the failed rebellion, Clarke was the second to be executed and was shot on the 3rd of May 1916.
Atop of the stone plinth are 3 figures. One is an allegorical representation of Ireland through the common use of the female form. Mother Ireland, as she is known, is joined to the monument's apex by 2 other figures, Commandant Edward Daly and the 8th-year-born Con Colbert. Edward Daly was brother-in-law to the aforementioned Thomas Clarke, and at 25 was the youngest of the rising members to be executed. He was from a home in Limerick, which was a focus for nationalist activity. So much so, that during the War of Independence, the Black and Tans raided that home and in 1920 burned its contents. Despite his young age, he was a shrewd tactician and was a commandant of the 1st Battalion, which was stationed at the Four Courts during the Rising. On the statue, he stands defiantly above Mother Ireland and Con Colbert, with a severed shackle in one hand and a pistol in the other. The symbolism speaks for itself. A prominent figure of the 1916 Rising wields a gun defensively in the process of setting free Mother Ireland. Mother Ireland herself has one arm thrust into the air, waving a monocle for all to see. She is in the act of being set free by her devoted sons. To her side, crouching and exhibiting a comforting, almost consoling air, is another of Limerick's fallen heroes, Con Colbert. Born in the village of Aithia in West County Limerick, Colbert rose to prominence through his dedication to the organisation Na Fianna Éireann, and with the inception of the Irish Volunteers, Colbert eagerly enlisted and became one of its first drill instructors. He continued to progress and was appointed to the Volunteers headquarters staff and attained the rank of Captain of F Company in the 4th Battalion. He was executed on the 8th of May 1916. Aside from the major figures which decorate the monument, there is also the names of men who fell during the Rising, etched within the stone on the side panels of the main stone plinth. Along with their names are the counties of their origin. Also, the stone slab atop the main pillar upon which the trio of Mother Island, Edward Daly, and Con Corbett are placed, contains the names of those executed following the rising, visible on each of its 4 sides which protrude outward from the pinnacle of the main column. This monument ranks among the greatest of its kind in Ireland, and is a beautiful tribute to the martyrs of 1916, whose blood sacrifice set afire the minds of the Irish people and inspired them towards their quest for independence. The monument's location also has an inadvertent poetic touch, which is not often observed, that being that 3 of the Titans whose lives were sacrificed for the ideal of Irish freedom face back up the River Shannon from the Sarsfield Bridge vantage point, looking directly at a former bastion of English administration and influence, King John's Castle.